Hey folks, Randy with Pete's RV TV here today. I'm going to do a little segment on how to properly use your awning. Now there's a couple different kind of awnings out there now. There's the awning of old that we all know and love, and then now recently we've seen the electric awnings come very prevalent in the industry. So I'm just going to take a couple minutes of your time, show you how to properly use both types of awnings and how to properly maintain them so they last you a long time. So here we are today. We're using a Springdale 293 as our test model. The Springdale is equipped with a power pack, and one of the great features on that power pack option is the electric awning, which is just a great awning. This happens to be the Generation 2, but I'm just going to show you how easy it is to use. Even the kids can do this one. Touch a button and we're putting it out. Now we're going to want to make sure that there's no trees or anything in the area while we're putting it out, but very easily stopped if we get a little bit close to something. And as you can see, I'm just running this guy out until the valance is about 90 degrees of the ground. So right about there. Now you can overextend this. And it's going to get the fabric a little bit weak on us, but if we back it up and run that awning so it's straight up and down, we're going to be just perfect. Alright, so here we are with our awning fully extended, and as you've probably seen if you've watched the Pete's RV videos in the past, you've heard Chad and I talk about the Generation 2 awning and how it can be pitched from left to right. Pitching an awning is a very important thing, especially if we've got some light rain, because what can happen with these vinyl awnings is they'll fill up with water and it could stretch the fabric. It also can bend our tube. Now, the electric awnings are equipped with a dump, so if it gets a lot of water in there, it should dump, but I don't like to let mechanics kind of rule that. I like to be in control of that myself, so I like to pitch the awning myself just to keep the water from getting up there so there's no risk of failure. So I just grab this, tighten this knob, and as you can see, I've pitched the awning a little bit to the back of the trailer because most of the foot traffic on this guy is going to be towards the front. So by having the water shut off the back, good place to have that water in the back of our campsite. So this is just a great way to do it. Another thing when you pitch an awning, you want to make sure that the door is going to clear. And with the rounded doors that we have here on the Springdale product, we're not at risk of hurting the fabric. So as you can see, I've got plenty of clearance on my door. The awning is pitched, water is going to shed off. And now with any awning, there is tie downs and stuff out there which work really effectively, but with the ease of this guy, if you're not going to be around the trailer, go ahead and put the awning up. To do so, loosen it up like that, back inside, touch the button, and we're going to bring this guy in. Generation 2 awning, electric, is just one of the best new features I've seen in the industry in the last couple of years. If you don't do it every day on the old awnings, and maybe you don't remember all the procedures, where this guy here, you can't miss. So just super easy operation, wonderful place to have the family, have our cookouts, things like that, keep us out of the elements. Just a great way to go, and I love to see them on the Keystone products. Okay, so here we are in front of the Vantage by Keystone, one of the new product lines that we've got out today. Excuse the noise, we're out in front of the dealership here, so we're gonna have a little traffic going by, pretty busy place. The Vantage is still using the traditional awning, and the reason they are is because of the curvature to the body, but it's a great piece for us to show you the differences between the two awnings. Here we are at the front of our traditional awning here on our Vantage. Now, with the electric awning, it's as simple as touching a button. On the traditional awnings, there's kind of a procedure that you need to follow to properly use your awning. So first thing we want to do is we want to undo the travel locks. And these are what keeps the hardware together as we're going down the road so the awning doesn't open up. So there's the front travel lock. I'll run to the back of the unit here and undo the back travel lock. So with the travel locks undone, now the hardware can separate and we can open the awning after we do the next step here. The next step is going to involve undoing our cam lock from the top. So this is where we first use our awning rod, which should come with your coach. So as you can see, I've just pulled this lever down and it says we're now into the roll down position, if you can read on the writing here on the end cap of the awning. So with the cam lock undone, travel locks undone, now we're ready to open our awning. So come on back to the center of the awning here and we'll see the little strap come out. Grab that with our awning rod, and as simple as pull right out. Now we're going to want to pull this all the way out until, again, we see that valance about 90 degrees of the ground. Important to have these loosened up, and that's going to allow our awning to come all the way out. Now we can continue to unroll the awning. So as you can see, I got the valance just about 90 degrees of the ground here, so great place to be. Now at this point, we really have no support keeping our fabric taut here, so that's where the upper awning hardware comes into play. Now, Just slide this up these glide rails here until it locks into place. Now you can see it's locked into place here, but we still have to tighten up our fabric. So what I traditionally do is grab one hand here, apply some pressure to tighten up the fabric, and tighten this knob here that's right in the center of our upper hardware. And I'm going to go ahead and do it to the rear of the awning as well. We've got the fabric tight. All our uppers are nice and tight, so the awning is not going to come back up against the trailer. So at this point, what I like to do is I like to lift the awning to get it to where we need it to be so we can go ahead and use it outside of our RV, keep us out of the sun or the rain. So it's as simple as grabbing this arm here and lifting. I'm going to go to the back of the trailer and do the same thing. So now our awning is out. You can see I've got plenty of clearance here on the tree, so we're not going to be rubbing our fabric there. The next thing I like to check, just to make sure we've got the awning in the appropriate place, is to make sure my door's not going to rub on the fabric as we open it and close it throughout our camping weekend. Now, as you can see, my door's touching the awning fabric, so I've got it a little bit low on this side, which is no problem. We still have plenty of flexibility here. I'm going to go up a couple more notches. Now our door is clearing our awning fabric. We've also got a nice pitch on the awning, so if we do get some poor weather, which I hope you don't do when you're camping, but it always happens to me, the water is now going to shut off the awning. Now, another really important thing to do as we're talking about bad weather with an awning, now if we were to put this away wet, what we want to do when we get it home and the weather clears up a little bit is we want to go ahead and put it out. By putting it out, what we're going to do is dry the awning on. What happens when you put them away wet is that moisture stays rolled up in that vinyl fabric, and over a period of time, if you don't get it dry, mildew can set in and we're going to get an odor, and we may have some potential staining on the awning from the mildew. So a real good idea, if you put your awning away wet, when you do get home, you get your camper unpacked from the weekend's camping adventure, go ahead and put your awning out, let it dry out really good. That way we're not going to have the mildew. Now, if you don't get an opportunity to do that, I know work weeks are very hectic, and you do happen to get mildew on there, it's not the end of the world. There is sprays that can be purchased at the Pete's RV store or the Pete's RV store online, and you can go ahead and clean your awning there and kill the mildew. But you put your awning out when you get home, let it dry out, we're not going to have these problems. Here we are with our awning completely open, pitched, out of the sunlight, out of the rain. It's time to start camping. Thanks again for watching Pete's RV TV. We are your local internet dealer. If you have any questions on any of these procedures I've gone through today, feel free to call us 1-888-PETES-RV. Thanks for thinking Pete's RV, and happy camping.